I mean, we all know this as business people, like ads are no longer sustainable, there's the whole idea of print and traditional advertising, and, where is marketing really going in this new world of digital? And so I look at some of these macro trends, such as mobile and cloud, right? So this is something that is known to more primarily the tech sector, but it's really around the shifts of, if I have a cloud-based organization, how is that going to help drive some of my marketing organization? So I sort of demystify these concepts and ideas that might be foreign to people. And then I look at things like big data, like that's another big trend. All big data really is this mass information that people now have access to, but how do they distill that information and turn it into something meaningful for themselves? So I look at, the rise and fall of some industries, for example, who just didn't get it right because they didn't use these levers to help them forecast the future. For example, the retail industry is like a mess in Canada. And you look at some of the greatest, like the iconic Canadian retailers like Danier Leather. They had this iconic leather jacket and sort of ruled that industry, but they weren't able to use patterns of how their customers were buying and purchasing and sort of their tastes and preferences to really look at how the leather fashion industry was changing. And then they sort of got displaced by these foreign companies such as H&M and Zara that come into Canada, and they have this idea of fast fashion. And what they did brilliantly was being able to forecast trends quickly and go from runway to store very, very fast. And they use the power of data in order to do that. So I do these comparative sort of stories on, look at what one company missed and how another company sort of got it. Of course, we're in this highly hyper-connected world, and how do you use social media in a meaningful way to get better connected to your customers? Because your experience now is your brand, right? So if you have a bad experience with your cell phone provider or an airline or a restaurant, that is the brand, right? So it's no longer about these sexy, interesting, cute critters or, beautiful campaigns. It's really about my experience is going to be my perception of the brand.